Hi. Most people find me because they're having some kind of issue with their dog. Maybe their dog has a mobility issue, maybe they have a senior dog that's getting a little stiff or maybe a lot stiff, or maybe their dog has suffered an injury and they want to help the dog make a full recovery. Or maybe it's for themselves. They're feeling maybe the passage of time and getting a little stiff or achy, or maybe they've been injured and they want to make a full recovery so they can play with their dog again. So, however they find me, however they come across my work, they generally have one thing in common. They want a solution to their problem. And what I discovered over time is actually isn't the best choice. That they actually don't need a solution, they need a path. And I first heard that phrase, right? The phrase was, you don't need a solution, you need a path. That was from the 10% Happier podcast with Dan Harris. And it was the man who said it was a man by the first name was Ethan. He's a Buddhist meditation teacher. And I just thought that was just such a lovely phrase. Like, you don't need a solution, you need a path. And let me explain my understanding of that. So, a lot of us, we would just love a fix, a quick fix. We would love that magic pill that's going to help our aches and pains go away, help our dog's aches and pains go away, really restore our youthful vitality and all that good things. And we all want that, right? And again, people are looking for that in a quick win, right? A quick way, a hack or something like that. They talk about biohacking and all those kind of things. And sometimes many times I'm gonna say, I've kind of delivered that. Like, and if you read my book, Grow Young with Your Dog, I have a number of examples where I've come into a situation with dogs where the dog maybe had a major stroke, and in 3 sessions, the dog is walking and running around again. Or, a dog with an acute injury, the surgery, maybe there was still issues with recovery, and I was able to help the dog go on to a full recovery. So there's many of those kind of examples that seem miraculous, and that's great. And there's also other ones that are not as miraculous sounding, that it took longer, or the restoration to youthfulness wasn't complete, let's just say, right? That there was still obviously stiffness and aches and pains, but we elevated the dog's quality of life and the human's quality of life. And that's super important too. But again, over time, what I discovered is me going in and doing that, again, is helpful and can help the dog get back on track or help the human get back on track. But really, what you need is a path. You need a practice, if you will, that you can help yourself and your dog over your lifetimes. Like, you over, the course of your life together, that you can keep improving and you have tools to be able to help your dog. And I feel that this is where this work really shines. So my work with animals, I call it Debono Moves. It's informed very strongly by my training as a Feldenkrais Method practitioner. And I've added some other components into it. I've been involved with uh, canine and equine movement and behavior since I was quite young. I've done a lot of studying in that. And in addition to that, I add in what I call like the synergy of loving energy, that we can create like a synergistic effect with these hands on tools or skills that I can teach you. But you add in having this intention that you're really practicing presence with your dog, and that makes all the difference in the world. It really does. It kind of turbocharges the results, is what I found. And again, this is a path or a practice. Doesn't mean you have to spend an hour every day, but even a few minutes, a few times a week, can change your life and your dog's life for the better. So, let me give you an example about this. So, when I work with an animal, dog, horse, whoever, I often feel this really lovely connection with that individual. And what I discovered is that the basis for that connection was feeling gratitude because I'm always so excited to do this work, to share this work, to help, an animal. I'm just so grateful for it. And we know by now a lot of studies that have been done measuring heart rate variability that when we enter into a state of gratitude, we actually improve our physical and cognitive performance. And we just change our physical and emotional states, which is really pretty cool. And I feel that the dogs notice that. They are sensitive to the energy of appreciation. And you're better able to have this dialogue with your dog. And to me, it's like I'm using my hands and my heart to have a dialogue with the dog. And it's a kinesthetic conversation, right? It's I'm feeling things, I'm noticing things. And by doing that, I basically have to be really tuned in to the physical sensations that I'm noticing. Right? That is how I'm dialoguing, how I'm talking or communicating with this dog. And you can do the same. And by doing that, by both entering into a state of gratitude and then being really aware of what you're feeling and moving under your hands, that changes your state in so many wonderful ways. You stop worrying about like whether you're um, confident in doing this work or not, whether you know enough or, you stop worrying about the problem and you just stay present. Or you stop thinking about what that person said to you yesterday or what you have to do later on. You really become present. And this is where dogs can teach us so much. I always say that every interaction with a dog, you can learn something, right? I can learn something. I always do. And part of what I learn is that ability to be present, to practice presence. And this then can translate into other areas of our lives where we can be more present to our life experiences and be in that present moment awareness, be more mindful. And dogs are so good at this because, yes, they have certain behaviors that maybe they've learned over time, but they're in the now. They're not thinking about what somebody said to them yesterday at the dog park or something like that, right? They're in the now. And by doing this work, by wanting to help your dog, by using your hands in this way, you get to practice that state. And it becomes more a part of you again, even in other areas of your life, other interactions with your dog or parts of your life that aren't involving your dog. So it's really pretty cool. And I feel that that's why it gives us this amazing feeling of well being when we really connect with another animal. And especially when we both connect and use our creativity. Because what you find as you do this work, right, what I call Debono Moves, and I have free resources for you. So you can learn, you can start, you can at least get the basics for free. That it enhances your creativity because it's a creative process. It's not formulaic. It's not just a recipe. Do this, do this, do that. Because you can do that all day long. And maybe the dog might feel a little better temporarily, but you won't get the improvements in the dog's nervous system. You won't get the long-term gains that you get when you really have this kinesthetic conversation with your dog. When you really start to get a sense of, ah, okay, this is feeling better. This is moving a little easier, or my dog is breathing a little more deeply when I do this. You're really, you know, motivated to listen on a deep level. Okay. And that's where you get much more effective sessions and you feed your own soul. Like it just feels so good. It's like you get this vitality, you get this feeling of well-being that carries over into your day. It's really pretty cool. It's something, I love this work so much because again, it feeds me. It helps me feel better. You also get more uh, um, aware of your own body, how you're breathing, how you're sitting, how you're using your hands, where you're holding unnecessary tension. So the work is really designed to be a win-win, that both you and your dog feel better from doing it. And again, it starts with this idea of having an intention when you're interacting with your dog in this way. And yes, you want to help them maybe, move more freely, feel more comfortable. And I would also encourage you to have an intention of this deep connection, that you're really intending to listen to your dog. And that helps your dog listen to you as well, so that your nervous systems are really connected and responding to each other. You can feel even like a skeletal connection. It's really amazing how this kind of, again, turbocharges the work, makes it more effective. So I would say let's have a plan for you, or a path, right? Path is a better word. Think about, if you want to sit down and help your dog and help yourself. First of all, you can start with my free resources. If you go to marydebono.com/love dog, and love dog it's all lowercase, all just one word, love dog. And there'll be a link in the description of wherever you're listening or watching this. But go there and you'll get uh, like a pretty intensive training about rhythm circles, something I call rhythm circles. I would encourage you to do that, as well as I have a shorter training on connected breathing, which is also another wonderful, what I call a hands-on move that you can do with your dog. Both of those will really help you tune into your dog and help improve your dog's um, basically their body awareness, their mobility. The connected breathing has been really, really effective for kind of like a reset for both the dog and the human. A lot of dogs have made tremendous progress, I should say, in their recovery from injuries, or maybe they're getting into that downward spiral that often happens with aging, and the connected breathing helped them start to come out of that. I have a story uh, about Zoe. It's not in my book, but it's on my blog, and I'll link to that as well. And it was amazing how this dog was really struggling to overcome hip surgery. She had done all the rehab, months had passed, and the dog still wasn't using the leg despite all their wonderful attempts. And the person did connected breathing with Zoe, and it was like a reset for her nervous system, and she started immediately using the leg. So I have a number of examples like that it's pretty cool, and it's something, again, that you can do. It's very simple to learn. It just requires you to be present with your dog, to really be tuned into your dog, which is a lovely place to be, isn't it? Right? We want that. So, I would say, just um, think about, suspending any judgment about your dog's situation, whether, again, it's behavioral or physical. It's like, embrace what I call compassionate curiosity. That's being curious and desiring to help, but without the judgment of this is good or bad. So it's compassionate curiosity. It doesn't have the judgment attached to it. Okay. So you're just curious. And just start to play with my free resources. Again, marydebono.com/love dog. And then from there, if you want quite a deeper dive, you can pick up my book. I'll have a link to that in the show notes or in the description as well. And that's available either as a PDF on my website or on Amazon. And I do say it comes with free online resources that are included. So that's demonstration videos, audio files, a whole bunch of free resources you get with the book. So it's a really good deal. And yeah, that's what I would start with. Have this sense, like, think about your mindset, think about your mindset. So you want to help your dog or your cat or your horse or whoever, or yourself, right? It's all good. Think about your mindset. Think about, are you looking for a solution, like a magic pill, or are you looking for a path where you and your dog can feel more connected and enrich both your lives? One of my taglines, like that's in, that I use a lot, is the Debono Moves. It's like enhancing movement, enriching life, because that's what we're doing. Yes, movement is so foundational for our quality of life, right? We know that, right? Feeling better in our body and all that. And as we do that, we enrich our lives. So this is a really wonderful way. And again, no matter at what stage of life your animal is in, whether young and you want to help them get a good foundation, or maybe a youngish dog but injured and you want to help them make a full recovery, or maybe you have a dog that's a very senior citizen and you want to help them have the best quality of life as they continue aging. And the same again is true for you. You want the best as we move through life together. So start there, start with my free resources, maybe grab my book. And then I'm also going to be doing, I should tell you this. I'll be opening up an online group coaching program so that I can help you. We'll have just a small group so I can give you a lot of individual attention and I can help you put these things into practice with your situation with your dog. So I've done online group coaching programs for many years, especially in the equine space. I've done a lot of online work with dog people. Actually, my first online session was with helping a woman in Kenya with her young Rhodesian Ridgeback mixed pup. And that dog went on to do really well, even though he had a lot of basically congenital deformities with severe hip dysplasia and very severe scoliosis of his spine as well. So, that's what really got me started. Well before the pandemic, I was doing that, which is really fun, right? So again, you need a path, right? Think about developing a practice that you can do with your dog. Doesn't mean it has to be done every day, although that is nice, but it could even just be a few minutes. Okay. It has to fit into your lifestyle. That's part of choosing a path. Okay. And so look out for that. So make sure you get on my email list. You'll get on my email list if you join marydebono.com/love dog. If you get that free resources, you'll also be on my email list. And you can get off at any time if you don't want to be on there. But if you're on there, you'll hear about my online group coaching program, and the beta version, when I first put it out, it's going to be at a very discounted cost and all in, just in exchange for your feedback, okay? To help me tweak it, refine it, things like that. But I'm super excited about it and I would love for you to join us in it, okay? So I think that's about it. Also, feel free to email me if you have a particular issue that you want help with, whether for your own movement or mindset and or your dogs, right? I would love to help you and maybe we'll do a podcast episode for you. So thank you so much for listening, subscribing, and reviewing the podcast. I so appreciate you and I can't wait to talk to you again soon. Bye for now.